Hello and welcome to the Anna Brothers Show and Podcast Sweet Lesson. So tonight I am going to be talking to you a little bit about PD. So stay tuned so you'll know what PD is. Okay. So I'm Anna. I am a retired school teacher and I'm also a certified cake instructor, a health coach, a jury consultant. And so my mission or my goal in life is to inspire, encourage, and empower people to live a healthy lifestyle. And so since the beginning of the year, I have been talking to you all about numerous things. So I want you to know that this podcast is for the family. It's a podcast to hopefully inform you about different issues and topics that can affect your life and your family's life in any given situations. So I hope that you will find some benefits to this broadcast, and I hope that it will help you in your daily life and fulfill your fulfillments. So that's basically the purpose of this uh, podcast is to give you knowledge, or we both are getting knowledge as I'm learning as I'm going along as well. So I want you to know that I am currently taking sponsors and guests for my show. If you are interested in doing that, please you can contact me at my website. This is my website. This is the bit for my website. And you can request anything there as well. This is also my YouTube channel where you can go there and subscribe to the channel as well. You can like and share and subscribe to uh, it as well. And so I want to welcome you again to the Anna L. Brothers show and podcast. And I just want to remind you to remember to like and share and subscribe to my channel. So, like I said, from the beginning of the year, we talked a little bit about New Year's resolutions, and I told you that before you can do a New Year's resolution, I mean, you can do it, but before you can really get a real good understanding of that New Year's resolution, what you had to do, I gotta feel sticking out. No, this is my thing sticking out. But you had to get your mind together. So I talked a little bit about growth mindset and fixed mindset. And growth mindset, you want to lean toward positivity, and that's the way we want to go. Basically, we all have fixed mindsets as well. There's some things that we are just fixed in, and but we want to try to lean more toward the growth mindset. And then I talked about a little bit about your goals and objectives and the difference of those. And so once you get your mindset together, then you can look at your goals and your objectives, and what is it basically that you want to accomplish out of life. And so, with that being said, after you get your goals and your objectives, then you could probably set some resolutions. So after we set our resolutions on what we wanted to do, then we kind of talked a little bit about vision. So last week it was on visions. So now we have our vision. We've got our vision, and what do we do with our vision? Do you know what we do with our vision? So that is basically uh, what I am going to talk to you this evening. The vision is a vital step on the way to identifying your personal development. So now you know what people think. Your personal development needs, taking action to address them. And I'm going to try to help you develop that personal vision and to help you to define success, success for you. Okay? Now, you want to keep in mind that success, what is success? Let's go over that first. What is success? So, the definition for success, this is what they're saying, is any favorable development or outcome, something that turns out well or that is judged favorably by others. That's what they're saying that what success is. Okay. So now that we understand the definition of success, is we need to also understand that success looks different for all of us. So what is successful to me is not going to be successful. It might not be successful for you. So I do want to remind you well, on my Facebook page before I get into my presentation that you can support me by sending stars. You know, stars help me earn money to make more content. And so I did reach my goal the last time. So I'm working on my second goal now. And so, if you would like to support me, you can as well. So this evening, I am streaming on 5 platforms. I'm getting better at this. I'm still not as I would like to be. So we talked about success, and it's very important that you realize that success looks different for all of us. It's important that you understand that, okay? Each of us has different ambitions and things that we want to achieve and to get out of life. For this reason, it is unhelpful to compare your achievements to others or to consider others as unsuccessful because they have not achieved what you want to achieve. However high others may reach in life, however high they may reach in life or careers, you also have no way of judging whether they consider their own lives a success. And so you'll see in a few minutes why I am talking about success and how I'm going to get into your vision and how you will work and how we would go about implementing. Most people do visions, but once they get the vision, they don't know how to go about accomplishing what's in their vision. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's a long process to do that. But look, this is a person here, and I'm going to read this. It's a quote. It's from Nelson Mandela. And then this is his definition of success. Um, it says Nelson Nelson Mandela can, by most measures, be considered a success. Most people would consider him very successful. Okay. The first president of the post-apartheid South Africa, a key mover in securing the end of the apartheid, and on a personal level, a survival of many years in the notorious prison on Forbidden Island. Sounds like it's raining. Okay. He himself, however, says merely, when a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. I believe I've made that effort, and therefore, why I will sleep for eternity. So, vision and success is extremely personal. It's important that you understand that dream, a vision, and success is extremely personal. Now, there are different areas of success. I got a presentation. Let me see if I can bring it up for you. Okay. Okay. Someone is on here offering me a deal, but I will have to get back to them on that. But hello and how are you? And thank you for commenting on my stream here. What is PD and how do we get it? So, as well as success being personal, there are many different ways in which we could be defined and measured. Fame, fortune. Hello. Hello, how are you? Thanks for joining me. As well as success being personal, there are many different ways in which we could be defined and measured. There's fame, fortune, recognition, personal integrity, discovering something new to the world, or even just doing your job to the best of your ability. It is important to be clear about what success would look like for you. And it's important that you understand that success is different for all of us. So, as the first step to developing your vision, I'm going to bring it around now. It might be worth writing down how success will look. Define as many aspects of it as possible for you, but always identify the one or the most important aspect, whether it's money, family, fame, okay? Success will always look different across different areas of your life. It may be helpful to identify particular areas and think about them separately. So, some distinctions include, and I'm going to go into my PowerPoint now because I think all right. So, this is my agenda. This is what I'm basically going to talk about how you define success, which is what I did, the different areas of success. So, we would have, I can move on a little bit on this. What is success? The different areas of success. So let me go back a little bit because I'm right here on the different areas of success. And so some of the distinctions or the ways that you can look at it is formal or informal study and learning. You can also look at it as career or professional life. Personal life and relationships, hobbies, or sports, just to give you some type of uh, uh, things that you should be aspiring for. So let's look. Let's talk a little bit about inspiration and influence. In thinking about success, it may be helpful to think about people who have influenced you, and also people whom you find inspiring. People you know who have said or done things that affected how you perceive success or what you want to achieve in life. People in the public eye who You may wish to emulate in some way or to avoid doing what they have done. And historically or even fictionally, characters whom you have felt or you feel are particularly like or unlike, or who did particularly good or bad things. But there's a warning here that you need to know. And that warning is influence can be both positive and negative. It's important that you are aware of that. It is important to be aware of why you perceive success in particular ways or want to achieve particular things. In particular, you want to be aware of your ambition, have perhaps been driven by trying to please others. You need to be aware of that as well. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is important to be aware of it. In each case, think about why you find these people influenced or inspiring. This is not necessarily about what they have done, but about how they have made you feel. Basically, that's how it's done. So, how do we use this? How do we use vision? Excuse me. We have our vision. We've mastered it. We've written out everything down. We got it. We know where we want to get to. We know how long it's going to take us to get there. Or we've mapped out a plan. Or have we mapped out a plan? Is it time? How do you use your vision? At this stage, you should have a broad picture of what success would look like for you in each sphere of your life and which elements are most important to you. This broadly is your vision. And if you recall the last time in the last thing that I gave you, your vision becomes your why. So when people ask you, what is your why? You know that your vision or your why is your vision. Your why is why you exist. It is what you dream of. It's what you want. You can think of vision as a picture on the cover of a jigsaw puzzle box. It guides you and gives you an overall picture of what you're trying to achieve. When it comes to actually putting the pieces together, however, you have to rely on the way that they look and how they fit together. The picture is probably not detailed enough to help. In other words, your vision needs to give you a broad picture of where you are going, what sort of life you want, how you want to live, what you want to achieve. It does not, however, have to be in huge detail. Although it is the guide that helps you to the path despite new and challenging information. It should always be open to change when you receive new information about yourself. Okay, so let me move on. So I'm going to just one more point on how to use your vision, and then I'm going to move on to some personal development. But it's 9 tips that I think that I feel that you should use when you are developing or getting ready to develop a personal development plan. Because everyone needs a personal development plan. And personal development just means, and I'm going to tell you in a minute, just means improving yourself. That's what it means. So your vision is your guide to developing your personal strategy. It helps you to ensure that what you do gets you where you want to be. Be warned. You find that you want to do things that do not fit in your vision, it may be time to redefine your vision. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you redefining because things change in life. And so therefore you can go ahead and redefine your vision. All right, I am going to stop right here and I am going to try and do a commercial. I still have not gotten this down, but I'm working on it, yeah. But I am going to let me see if I can get this going. I am going to do this.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
With brand new year, some brand new Canva features.
Hold on just one moment.
To create some good
Let
features,
me
Canva
stop
goodness and
this.
ship them. And therefore, as we come back and start the 2023, we need to catch up. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this episode. I have 10 new Canva features. Let's go. What is up, guys? Ronnie here. Welcome back.
I don't know how I did that, but just hold on. Just bear with me.
You learn about Canva. We have over 350 tutorials for you to discover Canva, for you to become an expert at Canva. Feel free to look around our channel. This show, in particular, What's Hot in Canva, will show you what's new in Canva, all the latest features that Canva has rolled out. So let's get started. Hold on,
I don't know how I did that, but I'm gonna get out of it. Just hold on. Wait just one moment. I'm getting ready to get out of it right now. What happened?
Let me show you how it works. So right here, I have a Canva presentation.
Hold on. Let me just get here and I cannot, I don't know. I've got to play just a little bit more. We're back. I'm going to get that together, I hope. It's very difficult for me with that commercial thing, but I'm going to work it. I'm moving too slow or something. I don't know. But I will get it together. Okay, here we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about personal development tips. Remove that. And so there are 9 skills or tips that I feel that are important. Um, and so the first one is kind of like self-reflect. And you'll hear me most of the time, you hear me talk about self-reflect. But about, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm obsessed with personal development because it completely changed my life. I'm going to tell you, maybe, um, maybe I'm going to say maybe 10 years ago. Okay. And I'm trying to make this so you can see it. Okay. Maybe 10 years ago, I read this book and it was called Secrets. I don't know if you're aware of Secrets, but it's by Rhonda, I think, Bird or something. But um, it basically changed my life. It is a self-help book. And it explains how the law of attraction, which states that positive energy attracts positive things in your life. It governs your thinking and your actions to achieve anything that you can imagine. And I would highly recommend this book to anyone who is looking for spiritual growth. It is just an excellent book. Personal development can include any skill that you build to improve yourself, your emotion, your thoughts, or your behavior. It doesn't really matter which skill you want to improve. The key to personal development is taking the right steps. Steps that help ensure that you teach, that you reach, not teach, but that you reach whatever goal you are pursuing. What are the most important personal development skills? It really depends on the individual. But these are the 9 tips that I am going to give you today that I feel are very important. So before you even begin this journey or even begin to on your developing your personal development plan, what you need to do is self-reflect. You want to think about what is it that you really want. And personal development is more about building skills to reach your personal goal. So that's the first thing that you want to do is to self-reflect. You want to make sure that you are trying to obtain what it is that you really want to attain. Is this what you really, really want? So the next thing is develop an entrepreneurial thinking. And the research is showing that everyone can benefit from learning how to think like an entrepreneur, regardless of whether or not they are one. And the reason why? Because entrepreneurs are innovators, good at planning for all possible outcomes, and they're skilled at getting others to buy into their vision or dream. And perhaps more importantly, for personal development, they tend to be adaptable to all sorts of situations. By developing entrepreneurial thinking, you better adapt to whatever circumstances are so you can more easily achieve your goal. Whether these goals are to start a business that makes a possible impact on the world, to set yourself up for an early retirement, or just maybe just to climb Mount Everest. The third thing that you want to do is to develop, look at that, growth mindset. If we have a fixed mindset, we might shy away from challenges that could help us grow. But this can be problematic because our fear of making mistakes can lead us to avoid challenges and new experiences. Experiences which could help us grow and improve ourselves in important ways and create that life that we want, or the life that we desire. So then you want to, after you, that's the third thing, you want to develop that growth mindset, which is what I said at the beginning of this broadcast. You got to get that mind together. You got to get those negative thoughts out of your mind. You got to think positive about whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then after that, you want to develop your self-soothing mechanism. So, self-soothing mechanism. What could that be? Because if you have a growth mindset, we seek out challenges because we value learning and growth more than we value feeling smart or knowing what we're doing. That's why those with a growth mindset often build new skills more easily. They believe they can, and so they really work it out. And after that, then they develop that your soothing or self-soothing mechanism. High levels of stress. So you got to learn how to deal with it. It's not going away. Stress is here. And I am going to give a presentation on what you can do to relieve stress or what can help you with stress, because stress is not going anywhere. You're going to have stress in your life from the time that you're born to the time that you leave this earth. There is stress. No one is stress free. So, high levels of stress are not only bad for our health and well being, they can prevent us from effectively pursuing and achieving our self development goals. By learning effective, long lasting relaxation techniques, your body and mind will be more equipped to handle the inevitable challenges that arise when you're trying to develop yourself. Because that's what we're doing. Personal development is bettering yourself. So the fifth thing is that you want to develop resilience. Resilience is that super important skill that helps you bounce back quickly after being knocked down. This is one of the most important skills for success because none of us will achieve anything if we don't keep trying when we fail. We can build resistance or resilience by improving skills like emotion regulation, mindfulness, and positivity. So you have to develop mechanisms to deal with stress. And you have to be resilient. You cannot stop if you fail. You got to look at it and say, I got to do this a different way. And then go about it a different way and see what happens. So then you want to develop your value compass. And you know what? It's not always easy to live by your values. But we go through life without without well, I'm gonna say we go through life. Well, this is where I'm gonna put it. We go through life. We have values, okay? Your values and most of the thing, you're never taught values in school. You're mostly taught values if you go to church. That's where you get most people get their values. And so even though you start out good with good values, you don't really lose those values. But as you grow older, you kind of gear away from those values. And then, I would say maybe teenage years, young adult, you kind of get away from those values. But then as you get older, you start having a family and all that stuff, then you get back to those core values. That's why it's so important to stay in line with your personal values, okay? Because you're gonna, some comes along and takes you away from your values, but you got to go back to them, okay? What are your values? Perhaps they're kindness, curiosity, creativity, hard work, or personal relationships. You need to define your personal values so you know which actions are in line with those values. I cannot define them for you. Remember what I said at the beginning, that each person's success is different. My success is different than your success. And we cannot measure our success by another person's success. So after we have done all of those things, we've self-reflected, we got our mind thinking like an entrepreneur, and we're doing growth mindsetting. We're thinking positive things. We're thinking that we can master the world. We can meet all of our challenges, and we've come up with a mechanism for handling stress, and we're being resilient. We kind of got back to our values and our core values and our personal values, and we set all those things up, and now it's time for us to create a personal development plan. And the most important thing about this personal development plan, I feel, is that you need to record your progress towards your personal goal. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. You want to keep track of your progress as we move toward our personal development goal. It's key to making sure we're on the right track. Then we can pause and take a different direction if we're going off course. Basically, what we're doing is we're reflecting. So it's like a circle, okay? By maintaining self awareness and frequently checking in with ourselves, we can identify things that we need to devote more attention to. As a result, we can make better progress toward our personal development. Mm, this tea is good today. Sometimes my mouth gets a little dry when you do, um, a lot of talking. So, and drinking a little tea here. So try learning some new emotional skills or do some activities to build new skills. You just might learn something that changes your life. And I'm gonna tell you that I am a firm uh, I am a firm believer of learning something every day. I feel that you never get too old to learn something. And I try to learn something every day. And you will be surprised. who I'm moving this thing. You'll be surprised who can teach you something. So it doesn't have to be an adult. It can be a child. But I try to learn something every day. You never get too old uh, to learn. So there are 3 methods uh, to use in creating your plan. And so I'm going to talk about those 3 methods because you want to develop uh, a personal development plan. So the first thing that you need to do, method 1, is become goal orientated. Let me see, did I put this right? I did put it. So you want to become goal orientated. So the first thing you want to do is decide what you want to change. What is it about you that you want to change? So you want to get a fresh piece of paper and you want to start a journal. You want to jot down notes on the area of your life that aren't working well for you. And some experts believe it's better to focus on one goal at a time to stay focused. However, you may feel like tackling several goals at once. Pinpoint specific areas in your life that have burdened you for months or years. For example, if you smoke, now might be a time to make that goal to quit. And you want to, these are just some areas that you might want to consider, the areas that you might want to change. You have health and fitness. You hear people say they're going to be exercising, they're going to watch their diet, relationships, career, finances, habits, lifestyles, and education. So once you have become goal orientated, okay, then you want to write down your goals. This is step number 2 in method number 1. Okay, I'm still in method number 1. So you want to create 4 headings at the top of the page. The first heading should be goal area. The next 4 headings should be 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, and 5 years. Under the goal area, you're going to make a list of things you want to change. Make sure your goals are stated in a positive. You want them to be stated positive. And then you want to be specific, okay, when you write down your goals. For example, instead of I will lose weight, try I will lose 5 pounds by increasing my activity level and decreasing my calorie intake. So you want to be more specific when you write it down. And then at the bottom of the page, you want to have a section called action steps. Let's see. This is still from, uh, you want to and write down all the steps you take to help push you towards your goal. For example, I will walk 1 mile per day, or I will eat a fresh salad every day. Now, number 3, and this is still method 1. You want to make sure your goals are attainable. Okay? Make sure your goals are attainable so that you have some success. Because if your goals are not attainable, you won't have any success. And then you might want to seek out a mentor. Okay. If you don't have to make sure your goals are attainable, you might have to take a class for that. If it's dealing with exercise, you might have to invest in exercise equipment. But you want to make sure you will feel more inspired and prepared to move towards your goals if you do everything you can to prepared for it. And then most successful business people have had a great mentor along the way. Find a successful business person, athlete, or public figure that you admire. If you know them, ask them if they would be interested in mentoring you. I had a mentor, one of my sorority sisters. She's really my sister's keeper. And she has really helped me a great deal in doing some of the things that I'm doing now. If you don't know them, then read up on how they accomplished their goals. Study what they did and find inspiration in their motivation. They most likely have a blog or an article where they share their success stories. Okay. And you'll find a lot of those on YouTube. Okay. Where people have done their success story. Now, that was method number one. And method number one, what was it? Do you remember? Becoming goal orientated. So, method number two, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself and in the process. The first step to goal setting is to have total belief and faith that you can succeed. If you don't believe you can absolutely transform your life and get what you want, then you might as well forget about goal setting and do something else. If you are in doubt, look around at your world. Everything started with a single thought. Eliminate negative self chatter such as, am I good enough? Or you are, or you are good enough. Even though you probably made mistakes in the past, that's what it means to be human. You're still a complete, whole human being with inherent self worth. Remember that. The next thing you want to do is to commit yourself. This is your goal. So you need to work on it. If you're feeling like your commitment is wavering, get your goal out and read them. Also, write a few pages about how and why you are committing to each goal. Why is it important to you? What it means to you? Why the outcome is necessary? And what you are going to do to make it happen. Without strong commitment, you are unlikely to follow through. As you go through the process of achieving your goals, you may want to check your commitment level. Ask yourself if you've given it your best effort. Check to make sure you are following through with each goal. If you stumble, make sure you're willing to recommit and move forward. Choose to learn from your experiences, win or lose. The next thing is you need to visualize the outcome. Some experts believe that taking a few minutes each day to visualize specific goals may have a significant impact on the degree of success you experience. In some cases, research has revealed that mental practices are almost as effective as true physical practices. Before you go to sleep at night, try closing your eyes and visualize your success. And then you want to tell a friend about your goal. Telling your support system, like your family and friends, about your personal goal will inspire you to complete your goals and help cement the commitment you have made to follow through with them. Your friends or families may find you on occasion, may ask you on occasion how you're proceeding, which helps keep you focused on what you set out to do. Without telling anyone about your goal, it would be easier to give up and not feel any guilt over failure. Number 5 is to stay positive. All great achievers have dreams that seem totally impossible. But instead of letting the difficulty stop them, they decide to go ahead. Keep your mind positive, as the biggest obstacle to your success is your thoughts. While you're driving in your car at home, pop in a motivational CD that inspires and encourages you and keeps you on track. Remember things. Remember to keep things in perspective. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't let your vague fears hold you back from doing what you want to do. Find the optimism viewpoint in a negative situation. Cultivate and live in a positive environment as best as you can. Add value and positivity to someone else's life. Method number 3. And you can see why these are very important. So after you become goal orientated and you want to believe in yourself, you're going to believe in yourself. Method 3 is getting organized. That's what method 3 is. So you're going to make a list of resources, you're going to take notes, and you're going to review your goals weekly. So make a list of resources. There are many ways to educate yourself in order to learn more about the areas you're seeking to improve. Informing yourself on the topics you are committed to improving will help keep you up to date on the latest improvement in your field of interest, and it will keep you inspired. So you need to check your local paper for community educational classes. You can go to your local library and source out books and read them. You can learn from other people's experiences and knowledge and commit to an online course or seminar that will inspire you. Ask friends that are successful in the area you want to improve in what resources they use. Take notes. Note taking is an active process, making you an active learner. While taking a seminar or listening to a motivational CD, write down notes on what you're learning. How does it apply to your goals? Taking notes will keep the information you are learning fresh in your mind and also help you keep track of your progress. So you want to review your goals weekly. Let's be honest. If you don't think about your goals, you won't make them happen. If you aren't doing anything about your goals, they're just wishes. At a set time, perhaps Monday morning, review your progress for the last week and set new action steps for upcoming weeks that push you toward your ultimate goal. Reading your goal weekly helps remind you of their importance and keeps you clear on what you truly want in your life. So you want to check to see if you're on track with your deadline. Perhaps you need to kick it up a notch or take some small steps to achieve your goal. Make sure you are challenging yourself enough. If the goal is becoming too easy to attain, perhaps you need to make the goal more challenging by adding a new component. For example, I run 2 miles a day instead of I run half a mile a day. Check to see if you're still inspired by your goals. If not, reorganize them until you feel more enthusiastic. So, I want to thank you for listening to the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast Week Blessing. And I'm going to remind you once again to like, share, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Now, that is my channel. That is my YouTube channel. But you can also reach me here at this is my website, my bid form for my website. And you can go there and you can request um, to be a guest on my uh, show, or you can also be a sponsor. I do have, I don't charge anyone to come on my show, but I do ask them if they would give me a donation if possible. It's not necessary that they do, but it does help me out. And then I have different areas of that as well. My goal is to have one guest a month on my show. And so my guest for this month is Rhea Harris. And she is a transformational coach, as well as a founder of a beauty pageant. And she's also a realtor for the state of Indiana and Illinois, as well as Punta Cana. So she will be coming on in February 22nd. So make sure that you tune in to listen to that. But before I leave, I wanted to show you one other little video, and then I'm going to try to show it to y'all. Ooh, Lord. Hold on. Uh, want to show you this. Let me see if I can do this time. All righty. Okay, I think I'm gonna start this over. Okay, that was a good summary of what personal development is and how you want to go about it. I'm just reminding you that is my website there. You can just copy and paste it and go there straight there to that. This is my email if you want to get in touch with me. You want to reach out, you have some questions or anything to that nature. I do go live as well on Facebook. This is my Facebook account as well as my Instagram account. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation today on how to get started with your vision, okay, and to start working on it. It is a process. It is not easy. I'm still working on mine, and I'm old, but it is a process, and I'm hoping that this will help you in setting goals for your life. I just know that as I was growing up, that I don't remember being taught to set goals or to work on personal development or to try to better myself. And if I was to better myself, it was to go to school and better myself, get a better education as opposed to learning and reading about personal development. I was an avid reader, but not a reader of personal development. But like I said, when I once I read that book on secret, it just turned my whole um, perspective in life around. So I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'm going to thank you again for visiting or coming in and listening to my podcast. And I always want to leave you with the three L's. You know, I want you to live your life to the fullest. I want you to laugh because laughing is good for the soul. And I want you to love. Remember to love. Remember to love. And I will see you all next week, next Wednesday, 7:30, same time. Have a blessed one. Bye bye.